he can start talking.
What? What is wrong with you? You're not gonna like scoot in.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Emily Forgy.
And I'm Chad Forgy. This is Gap Factory Garage.
We're a husband and wife race team.
I drive a Silverado, and she drives a G8, which you'll see a picture right there. It's also right there, but you guys can't see it.
No.
So this year we changed a few things. On the G8, we tried this Torque Storm Supercharger kit. Worked out pretty good. A lot of questions about it, and I'm sure that people watching this will have questions. We are going to make a YouTube video dedicated specifically for the Torque Storm kit on that car right there. And it did impress. We will tell you about that later in the video. The truck. We did a Holly Terminator X kit on it over winter, and just kept the Borg Warner S475 turbo. Got it rebuilt, and did just an axle flip and a coilover front end. That's all I did over winter. Some of the events that we did this year.
Oh my god.
First one is we flew to Texas 2K, met up with our friends, and had a good time. It's a good event, nice things to do. It's a fun event, gets you out of the cold Indiana winter. Nice little thing to start off the year.
And then we didn't do a whole lot for the next few months after that, just because of COVID. And then we went to Indy Streetcar Takeover. It was July?
Yeah.
It was in July. And go ahead.
At Streetcar Takeover, they have a big head banger at Muncie Dragway, and that was on Thursday night. I tried my hand at that, see what we could do with no prep with the truck. I threw a set of slicks on it that I've had and tried it. Went out first round, not mad. Kind of told my friends there, Matt, that I would try it out and see what we could do. First round out, but it was a good experience. And then Friday we ended up going to Luke's Oil Raceway for their no prep race, and Saturday for their prepped event.
And you ran the street truck class.
I raced a big turbo Chevy Love first round, but there was only 4 trucks in the class. Mine, a turbo SRT8 Jeep, a nitrous C10 or S10, I'm sorry, and a big turbo Chevy Love. And I picked the Love and I got it out first round. But I was having a lot of problems there. The rear axle kept rotating and it wouldn't hold the power, hold the suspension, and then it threw off my pinion angle. And it was really, after that pass, it wasn't worth me trying to break it. And so I just pretty much called it an event and helped her out and our other friends that were there.
Yep, and I ran the 1150 class. Well, it was streetcar, I think. Streetcar class?
1150 index streetcar.
Yeah. 1150 index streetcar class. I went out first round also, but I was kind of going there just to chase a personal best anyway. And I think that time I got an 11.6 was my personal best. So at that time.
Yep. And then after Streetcar Takeover, we went to Muncie again, but this time at Muncie it was their weekend races that they have. They hold an event about once a month. They hold a event for streetcar races, bunch of different classes. You can fit in any class. before the last time we went, and the new upgrades we did to the truck later in the year that we'll get to in a little bit, I ran the 1050 index class, and she runs the 1150 index class. But they also have radio prep on Friday nights. Now at this event, on the Friday night radio prep, my truck didn't seem right and something happened with it. So we chose to not race there on Saturday. Instead, we just came home. Her car did fine, and another one of our buddies there, his Mustang ended up messing up also. So we all decided just to call it a weekend and went home. And then ended up the next weekend, I blew the motor. That was the second motor. First motor I actually blew in July, on July 2nd, and completely blew it up on the street just giving a buddy a ride. Second motor blew up driving it home from a buddy's shop the weekend after Muncie. So I ended up throwing my old 4.8 back in the truck that has had a lot of abuse on it, but it worked out. It got us to LS Fest. So at LS Fest, I ran the 1050 Warrior class, or was going to. Most of us know that LS Fest got rained out.
Yeah. I was running a Streetcar 1150 index, or trying to.
But we got rained out. But off the trailer with a tune-up that I had no idea for the 4.8, we went out and ran a 10.3, and it was a 1050 class. So I did not try to turn it up. I left it where it was at. But we had a great time at LS Fest. Met a bunch of great people. Great time. After that, we were almost done with the year. We went to Martin about 2 weeks later. I made a personal best pass ever. Went a 10.0 or 10.1 at about 128. And then the immediate next pass, I knocked the tire and then ended up losing oil pressure. So then the 4.8 was blown up.
I ran a personal best. I was going for an 1150 and I ended up with an 1128. So I was pretty happy, needless to say.
So I was fully intended on planning and not going to race the rest of the year. There was really no other events, so I was going to just call a towel. Buddy called me up, said, hey, let's just try something. So we just threw a bunch of stuff in the truck, a 6.0, 88-103 VS Turbo, Holley high ram intake, bigger injectors, and said, let's just go out there and try it. We ended up doing that and had a private test session at Martin. It is called US 131 Motorsports Park, and that is kind of one of our own home tracks to us. We went up there for a private test session, had a bunch of people there, or not really a bunch, like 8 of us were there. And off the trailer ran a 950 and ended up going a 9.2 in the quarter, and can't remember the 8th. It was a personal best in the 8th also, though, on a different pass. We ran out of injector and fuel pump. So then after that, we upgraded that stuff, and then we went back to Muncie 2 weeks later, and we ended up, I ended up doing our streetcar class, and ended up going a personal best for the year of a 9.0 at 148. Then she ended up going. Also, our friends Lex and Joanna, Jordan, and Brian met us there too.
I ended up going in 1117. I was really trying for that 1099. We actually, our friends Jordan and Brian and Skylar decided that they were gonna strip my car to see if we could go at 1099, but I ended up spinning both times that I ran after that. So my personal best for the year was 1117 at 122.
So all in all, it was not a bad year. We went up to Martin one more time, try it. The track conditions were not great. We both spun, and it was colder out. So we were planning on that being the last time. And then they threw another test tune in early November, which they never do. And so we were like, well, let's go up one more time. And so we just took the truck here. Yeah. And then that's when the catastrophic failure happened. There'll be a link somewhere, or look at our YouTube videos. Now, so this winter, what are we doing with your car this winter?
So we are actually taking the stock fuel tank out, and we're putting a 20-gallon fuel cell in. We're putting a 350 and a 380 fuel pump on. We are also, so this summer my transmission did the classic 6L80 3/4 shift. It just decided to go bye-bye. So we are taking that out and getting it built. We are also putting the 3-1 pulley on the supercharger, changing out the injectors to 1650s.
Only reason we're changing out injectors to 1650s is because they were my old injectors, and we are going to build the car for 1,000 horsepower, whether we get to it there this year or in the coming years. But we might as well just get it there and get it ready for it for when it does happen.
Yes.
No sense in spending
Extra money.
$1,400 on injectors twice. We might do suspension to her car, rear suspension, or suspension. Hopefully get the car to get it to leave hard and everything else. I think that's about it for the car. We may get a set of rims and tires for it. Don't know. It all depends on finances. And then also we have a Brembo brake kit here for it. We're going to plan on throwing that on. Now this big thing right here. Motor wise, another 6.0. Going to throw another cam in it. Just another shelf cam. Get another head that's fixed. It's pretty much in the YouTube video I explained that. If you watched it, all right. Turbo 400. We're going to put those seats in there. It's going to be safe. Roll cage. This thing does not have a roll cage in it. It is full weight. This truck is 4,200 pounds with my fat butt in it. I'm going on a diet. Truck's going on a diet. We're putting a cage in it. As far as I know, turbo kit. I sold the turbo kit, so we're going to go bigger turbo, either 1 or 2. Don't know what. Next thing is transmission, turbo 400. About it. It's going to be shifted, ratchet shift. I'm just hoping it's fast. Goal is a streetcar, or no, street truck takeover in Atlanta in May. That's the goal, to be there by. I'm hoping we make it. I don't know if we will or not. There's a lot of work to do and just a little time to get there. But we'll see what happens. Okay, and I think that pretty much wraps up this video. What do you say?
I think we're pretty good.
All right. Thank you guys for following us. Subscribe, hit that like button. Any comments on anything or any suggestions on anything we should do, we will listen, comment back. We're just here to have fun, and that's all it is. We have plenty of friends that tried it, so we're going to try this YouTube thing out too. Hoping that we don't make junk out of anything else. Yeah, we got a lot of junk in this garage, but let's hope these 2 red cars aren't going to be. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
As far as I know, that's about it.
Can I go back now? Okay.
You should hold on, go back out and roll back inside that thing. This is actually on film.
Okay, what are you gonna say? And then I'm